Sunabhavatu Sanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavai Tejasvinavadhetamastu ma Vidvishavavaye Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May Brahman protect us. May he guide us. May he give us strength and right understanding. May love and harmony be with us all. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. Vedantasara of Sadananda Yogendra, quintessence of Vedanta. Sadananda Yogendra, a great mystic and Vedanta teacher, wrote this book in the 16th century. In my last class I told you about subtle body. Tonight I shall tell you about causal body, gross body. Our real nature is the Atma, pure consciousness. That consciousness is covered by 3 bodies, 5 sheaths. Those 3 bodies are causal body, subtle body, gross body. 5 sheaths are blissful sheath, intellectual sheath, mental sheath, vital sheath, physical sheath. This is the domain of Maya, ignorance. Before I talk to you about Panchikaranam, how this gross manifested universe evolved, I shall tell you 4 views from different philosophers about creation. The first view belongs to Buddhists, Shunyavadi. They say the cause is unreal. Asat Karanavad. Karan, the cause is unreal. Example, the destruction of the seed is the creation of the tree. If the seed is not destroyed, the creation, the tree cannot evolve. That is their view. The Shunyavadi, nihilist. Everything is void. Everything goes into destruction. The second school is called atomist school, Nayayikas. They think that this cause is real, but the effect is unreal. Only atoms are real, but no form. This whole universe is nothing but the mixture, combination of the atoms. One, two, three, 4 millions of atoms meet together, combine together, and this creation evolves. The third is, their view is, cause is real, effect is unreal. Creation is not unreal. Again this creation will disintegrate, again you will go into atoms. That is their view. The third school believes transformation, Parinambha. Cause is real, effect is real. Both are real. Very interesting philosophy. Both are real. Cause is real. Just give you a very plain example. You take yogurt. What is yogurt? Milk. Milk transforms into yogurt. So milk is real, yogurt is real. Another example. Here is a piece of stone. What do you see? Piece of stone. Go to a sculptor. He sees Pieta. Michelangelo sees Pieta. He doesn't see the stone. You see, I see stone. His idea. He knows how he will make Pieta, Madonna and the child and Jesus on a lap. A beautiful piece of marble, Italian marble. He sees that. He sees that Jesus and Madonna and Jesus are in that stone. You do not see it, but it is there. So cause is real, effect is real. That is the view of the Sankhya philosophers. Now comes Vedanta. Vedanta says this world is begot. Just illusion. This world, if it is real, do you know what will happen? There will be no more liberation. We will be all bound all through our lives, all through eternity. Vedanta says, Prabhavakare anadi. You have seen the ocean. One wave rises, same wave goes down, again it rises, it goes down, again it rises, it goes down. That is the way creation goes. Watch your mind. Thought waves, one after another. Swami, please define what is real. Real means the thing which exists all the time, past, present, and future. There is nothing in this world which exists in the past, in the present, and in the future. Vibhatta. Vibhatta means you can see, but it is not real. You see water in the mirage. Is there really water in the mirage? No. Just illusion. You see silver on the mother of pearl, on the seashore. You see the mother of pearls, some shells. It glitters on this because of sunshine. It looks like silver. It is not silver. But it looks like silver. You see straight on a rope because of darkness. There is no, if you in broad daylight, you don't make any mistake. You see the rope as a rope. So you see this variety, multiplicity, diversity because of ignorance, because of darkness. If you see two moons, what does it mean? It means you have disease. If you see double vision, double car, two cars are coming in front of you, that means you are wrong. Your eyes are wrong. You should check your eyes. The moment you see duality, that means you have disease. Name of the disease is called ignorance, according to Vedanta. Actually, there is one that has become many through ignorance, darkness. We make mistakes. Do you know how many ways we make mistakes? Nimitta, kala, desha. Nimitta means you have jaundice. Even the white thing you see yellow. That means that vision is not right. Even dark things you see yellow because of jaundice. Sometimes due to cataract you may not see the complete clearly. We make mistakes. Sometimes I see a partial of a person's face. I do not see the whole face. So I make mistakes. Sometimes thing is very near. I do not see my eyelashes. But they are there. Or if the thing is very far, I do not see. So there are many reasons we make mistakes. We do not see right. The Vedantic knowledge will open your eyes, will show you how to see God, Brahman in everything, in every way. Very, very interesting about creation. About body. You are carrying a human body. What is this body? We shall discuss. The nature of the gross bodies. Sthula bhutani tu panchikritani. But the gross elements are all compounded. The compounding takes place thus each of the 5 elements, namely ether, etc., is divided into 2 equal. Please, I believe I made 20 copies for you, all of you. Please check I think it is the second or third page. Did you take a copy? Please take from the chair. Charles, please give them those who do not have. It is in the third page, is it not? Yes. Please watch third page, then you will understand. You see creation, you are familiar with creation according to the Bible. In the Genesis chapter of the Bible we read, God said, let there be sun, there is sun, let there be moon, there is moon, let there be water, let there be earth. Whatever God says, that thing comes. Now the question is, was this earth, water, all these things were before God's words or not? That is the question. You see, now in some schools, public school, private school, they had this fight. They are trying to introduce this biblical creation into the school. And some schools, private school, now we believe in scientific creation. So Vedantic creation is very, very scientific. By seeing the chart, you know exactly what is going on in this gross manifested universe. It does not contradict anything. Words of God. Let there be moon, there is moon. Let there be water, there is water. Was water before creation or not? That is the question. I already told you, 4 schools in Indian, according to Indian philosophers, their views about the creation. I heard a funny story. One pastor was speaking. God made man. In the beginning of the creation, God made man, and put the man on the fence to dry him up. So one of the person from the congregation said, then God made fence before man. Then the pastor said, you are ruining my theology. You get out from my church. You speak too much. Vedantic creation is very, very scientific. Let me read, then I shall explain. The compounding takes place thus. Each of the 5 elements, namely ether, etc., is divided into 2 equal parts. Of the 10 parts that produced 5, being the first half of each element, are each subdivided into 4 equal parts. Then leaving one half of each element, to the other half is added one of these quarters from each of other 4 elements. At the time of creation, the 5 elements remain in an uncompounded state. As such, they cannot produce the phenomenal objects of the universe. These subtle elements are then said to remain in the apanchikara or apanchikrita state. Afterwards, these elements combine with one another in a certain ratio, namely half of itself plus 1/8 of each of the other 4. Thus it has been said, by dividing each element into 2 equal parts and subdividing the first half of each element into 4 equal parts, and then adding to the other half of each element one subdivision of each of the remaining 4, each element becomes 5 in 1. The authoritativeness of this method of compounding should not be questioned, for the triple combination described in the Shruti indirectly refers to this. Here I shall make a comment. In the Vedic tradition, before you say something, people will ask, what is your authority? How do you know? Anything you say, they will first question, how do you know? What is your authority? What is your source? Sadananda Yogendra, the author of this book, first quoted Panchadoshi, that verse I read previously, which was written by Vidyaranya Muni, a famous Vedanta teacher. Do you know how does it go? It goes in 3 ways: Shruti, Yukti, Anubhav. First it will quote scriptures. But I don't care for your scripture, Swami. You have a brain. Of course, I like to understand through reason. I'm a human being. Then they will give you reasoning. Now, lower reason can be counteracted by higher reason. Next comes Anubhav, experience. I experienced it. That is a very vital thing according to Vedantic tradition. I experienced it. You tasted sugar, and you know sugar tastes sweet. If I argue with you that sugar tastes sour, so will you believe me? Will you accept my words? Swami, you get out. You are crazy. I have tasted sugar all through my life. I know it tastes sweet. And now you say sugar tastes sour or bitter. I can't accept your words. Just see. Anubhav, experience is very vital in Vedantic tradition. Sadananda Yogendra first quoted the Vidyaranya Muni's Panchadoshi, a very authoritative book on Vedanta. Still, he is not happy. The opponent may challenge him. Is there anything in the Vedas? Sadananda Yogendra says, yes, Tibrit Karano Shrutehe. It is in the Chandogya Upanishad that triple method has been mentioned. The authoritativeness of this method of compounding should not be questioned, for the triple combination described in Shruti indirectly refers to this. Triple combination. The process of Tribit Karana is mentioned in the Shruti. Shruti means Upanishad. Let me each of these three tripartite. According to this passage, the Lord first created fire, water and earth, and combined them according to the process of Tribrit Karana. This process is also similar to that of Panchikarana. Each of the 5 elements, fire, water, earth, contains half of each 2 kinds of 1/4 of each of the other 2. Indirectly, though in the scriptural passage regarding Tribrit Karana, there is no mention of ether and air, yet other passages speak of them compared, Atmana Akasha Sambhuta. Do you know what he is talking about? He is trying to establish his view through the scripture first. He says, though there is no such thing as Panchakarana. Panchakarana means 5 elements combined, created this manifested gross universe. What are this universe? Nothing but 5 elements. Space, we call it ether, air, gas, fire, heat, water, liquid, earth, solid. Whatever you see in this world is nothing but these 5 elements. So he says, which is true, there is not a direct reference of Panchikaranam, 5 elements, in the Upanishad, but I can tell you, there is an indirect reference in 50 Upanishad. Tasmad Bhatman Akasha Sambhuta, Akashat Vayu, Vayuragni, Agnirapaha, Adva Prithivi, Prithibha Moshadaya, Oshadibannam, Annat Purushaha. From that cosmic consciousness, first evolution is a space. From space came air. From air came fire. From fire, water. From water, earth. From earth, trees, plants, corn, crop, food. From food, human beings. All these human beings you see around you, even including yourself, nothing but food. You eat more, you get fat. You eat less, you will be lean. Everything is food. Whole thing, this is food, food, food. All this body is made out of food. Elements, 5 elements. And when these bodies are burnt in the crematorium, all 5 elements go to their respective places. You may be 230 pounds. You will be only perhaps 8 or 10 pounds after 1 hour. The water portion will go to water, space, air, everything goes away. You will be 10 pounds of ashes, though you are 250 pounds. Just think of that. What is this human body? You may be Mr. Universe, Miss Universe, does not matter. So, Sadananda Yogendra, the author of these books, look, I may not be able to quote the direct from the Upanishads about my statement of this combination of 5 elements which create this manifested gross universe, but I have a indirect quote. And I have a direct quote that triple combination, fire, water and earth, made this universe. I have that quote from the Chandogya Upanishad. Then there was another Vedanta teacher, he supported. This apparent contradiction has been reconciled in the Vedanta Sutras. A great Vedantic teacher remarks that as ether is all-pervading and without it nothing can exist, and as force, symbolized by air, is also as the root of all movement, and nothing can exist apart from it. Therefore, ether and air are not to be taken for granted along with fire, water and earth. And the Shruti, Upanishad, speaks of Tribrit Karana, a triple combination, only as a more convenient mode of expression. Therefore, the Upanishadic passages about Tribrit Karana indirectly refers to Panchakarana. Though these 5 gross elements are alike in so far as each of them contains the 5 elements, yet they are different in name as ether, etc., owing to the preponderance of a particular element in them. In the earth, there is oxygen there, air there, heat there, water there, space there, all this mixed up. You will, when we see my chart, we will find, I put it there, gross, subtle. If half of the portion is the earth, and 1/8 water, 1/8 air, 1/8 fire, 1/8 space, the thing which is preponderance, that you see. Same thing in air, in earth, everywhere is there. Vaishyashattu tadvada, it is in Brahma Sutra. At that time, ether manifests sound, air manifests sound and touch, fire, sound, touch and form, water, sound, touch, form and taste, and earth manifests sound, touch, form, taste and smell. When they are compounded, sound, which lies as a potential state in ether, manifests at that time in Apanchakarana. Thus, each succeeding element has a special property of its own, to which are added those of the preceding elements. You may be 100 feet deep into the water. Still, you can hear the sound from a distance. Sound comes through ether, not through water. Touch comes through air. If it is gentle air, you can feel it. If it is a gusty wind, you can feel it. Air brings touch. Taste. Water brings the taste. Smell, fragrance comes through the nose, through the earth. Fragrance comes. These 5 things, sound, touch, sight, form. Without light you cannot see anything. So all these things come through these 5 elements. I wrote it there. When you go home, read it, study it. You will learn a lot of new things. From these compounded elements have evolved the 7 planes, existing one above the other. Bhu, Bhuva, Swa, Maha, Jana, Tapa and Saitam. And the 7 nether planes are below the others, namely Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Rasatala, Talatala, Mahatala and Patala. The world, the 4 kinds of gross bodies contained in it, together with the food and drink, appropriate to them. It's amazing how these sages of Vedanta found there are 14 worlds, various planes. Swami, are these worlds are real? 7 higher realms, 7 lower realms. Sometimes watch your mind. There are many layers of your mind. Sometimes very dark, lazy layer, light, luminous layer, blissful layer, many layers of the mind. Sri Ramakrishna's visions, he saw Swami Vivekananda in the realm of the rishis, Brahmaloka, Srittaloka. Brahmaloka, abode of Brahman, abode of truth. Tapa Mahajona Rishi Loka. Or if you are a Rishi, if you are a sage, you will go to that higher realm. Tapa Jana Sama Ananda Samadhi. You will live in that luminous state, blissful state. Bhuswa Bhuva Devaloka, where the gods live. Vichar Samadhi, Madhubhumi. Bhu Loka, this earth. Jagrata, waking state. This is the abode of human beings. They divided all these realms. Atala Vitala. Atala Vitala is Tandra, deep sleep. That is it. Lower realm. Shutala Rashatala. Which is like a dream stage. Talatala Mahatala. Just Shushupti Purva. Just before deep sleep. Patala. Charam Shushupti. Deep sleep. Sometimes people may think, show me these things, perhaps are imagination. No, it is not imagination. The rishis have seen these various realms. Swami, what is the necessity of discussing these things? Do you know what? To prove that these things are not real, which you think very real. This world is so real to us. When you go to deep sleep, husband, wife, money, problem, everything disappears. Where does it go? Where do they go? Cosmic ignorance. The other day somebody asked me, Swami, what is causal body? Guru's body, we are going to talk about Guru's body. Guru's body, we know, this flesh, bones. Subtle body, I already explained. In my chart also, I think you will find subtle body has 17 limbs. Read that subtle body very carefully. Causal body, do you know how does this causal body work? I was deeply thinking, what is causal body? This cosmic ignorance. Your ignorance, my ignorance, and the billions of people's individual ignorance. Sum total of those individual ignorance is called Maya. Here is a jar space. Here is a jar space. Break those jars, only space remains. Only this room space, jar space, kitchen space, bathroom space. All this, actually these are all space. We just give a name. Different bees collect honey from different flowers and they put that honey in the honeycomb. When they enter the honeycomb, there they do not find, hey, you come from cherry, I came from rose, hey, you came from lily, hey, you came from gardenia. But you know, all these small particles of honey, when they go and mix in the honeycomb, it becomes one honey, only honey. The different names, they dissolve. That happens when we go to sleep. All these individual subtle bodies go into that causal state. Human body is just like a jar with many pores. This gross body is the temple of God. We do not know the mystery of the human body, so we become ignorant about it, we become attached to the body. When the body is dead, we do not take care of that body anymore. We just bury it or we cremate it. That body disintegrates because there is no more. Consciousness is there, But prana is not there. The subtle body is not there, which animates this gross body. Who animates your body? As I told you many times, the consciousness reflects on your antakarana, on the buddhi, intellect. That buddhi, mind, animates the prana and the senses and the nerves and everything. The animation comes from that pure consciousness. Let me give an example. There's an electric bulb. Electricity is there, only the filament is broken. The bulb is there, electricity is there, but there is no light. With filament is the subtle body. With subtle body is not there. Your gross body is there, that bulb, electric bulb is there. Electricity is there, that filament is not there. You are out. You are dead. Sometimes think about that. What is subtle body? So as a result, gross body will be there and whole place will be dark. Instead of that electricity. Just go and bring one new bulb, change it, again the whole room will be lighted. It is a very, very mysterious phenomenon, this human body. It is an incredible machine. Chaturvido sharirani tu janayuja anjaja shedaja udvidya khyani. The four kinds of gross bodies are those that are born of the womb, the eggs, moisture and the soil. Those that are born of the womb refer to men and beasts. Jarayuja. They come from the womb of the female bodies, beasts, human beings, women. Anjaja, Andibho Jatani, Pukshi, Pannagadini. Those that come out of eggs are birds and reptiles, etc. The birds do not come from the womb, they come from the eggs. Shedaja, Shedajani, Shedajo, Jatani, Mukha, Masakadini. Those that are born of moisture are the lice, mosquitoes, bedbugs. From the moisture they grow. Udvijani, Bhumi, Udvidyo, Jatani, Latadrikshadini. Those that spring from soil are the trees and creepers. Here also all the gross bodies in their fourfold variety may be spoken of collectively or individually according as they are though of as one like a forest or a lake, or may like the trees and the quantities of water. The body is in reality a collection of over 300 bones and is framed into a whole by means of 180 joints. It is held together by 900 tendons and overlaid by 900 muscles. This body is a seat of what? Disease, misery, happiness, whatever you call it. I was reading the Shankha philosophy. When a child is born, do you know what happens? From the mother's body comes hair, blood and flesh. These things come from the female body. And from the father comes fat, bone and marrow. How sometimes it is amazing how these philosophers, there's a book in Shankha philosophy, they analyzed. You know, at that time there was no X-ray machine, nothing of the sort. Thousands of years ago, they really exactly knew how an embryo takes form, in what month, what happens. If I read to you, you will marvel. I read one book called Garbha Upanishad, Upanishad. Amazing how these people, these seers of truth, through meditation saw all these things, the great mystery of human life. Nowadays, through X-ray machine, exactly you can see that when the child is conceived, this, that, through X-ray, you can detect everything. But think of that, at that time there is no X-ray machine. How did they find all these things? Even they know how many nerves are in human body. Very interesting. How this, semen and ova, how they meet and how they just Garbhanko, that embryo, that bubble, how in which month takes form. Ditiyetu Adbudam. Adbud means a little harder type of flesh. Mangshapindra, chunk of small fleshy substance. Like a pindacle, it's just small. And the third month, a little hand, a little feet, a little head shape, just forming some kind of shape. Chaturthetu Esham Ankurikita, Karacharanadi. And the fourth month, a little hand, a little finger come out, Purbuddham Panchame Chittam, in the fifth month, Jnanabhashira, some nerves grow which carries the knowledge, Chittam, in mind, memory, mind. Shashti Usti Snayu Nakhara Kesho Romo Vidiktata. In the fifth month, a person gets the thinking faculty through that nerve, the knowledge nerve. And on the sixth month, the child, bone, osti, snayu, nerves, nail, hair, etc. These things grow. Shaptametu Angupurnata. And the seventh month, more or less, the child takes a form. And Monir Pradurbhava, at that time his mind starts to think. At that time, Bhat, Pitta, Shlesha. In this human body, there are three, we call it femur, by air movement, Pitta, bile movement, cough, cold. All these three fluids move in the human body in the seventh month. Ashtame Twak Shrutisyatam. On the eighth month, his touch and hearing organ grow. His memory becomes very strong. On the eighth month, his vitality comes. Navame, Dashame, Vashi, In the 9th month or the 10th month, the child must be out. Maximum 12 months. Says the scripture. I do not know. Very interesting. When I was reading, I was amazed how these people found out in which month what grows. At that time there is no X-ray machine, nothing of the sort. Consciousness associated with this aggregate of gross bodies is called Vaishyanara or Virat, on account of its identification with all bodies and from its manifestation in diverse ways respectively. This aggregate gross body of his is called the elementary shield, Annamaya Kosha, on account of its being a modification of food, and is said to be in the waking state on account of its being the medium for the enjoyments of gross objects. Consciousness associated with the individual gross body is designated as Vishwa on account of its entering the gross body, etc., without giving up its identification with the subtle body. The words I am telling you, Vishwa, Vaishyanara, all these things are in my chart. I showed you there is a balance. I think it is in the 3rd page or 4th page. You will find that cosmic, I think it is in 3rd, it grows, or the 2nd page. There is a graph, it's cosmic, individual, states, there is a chart is there, isn't it? In the top of the 3rd page or what? Yeah. It is there, the state, those are all technical words. I just put it there just to make you understand what is going on there. Vishwa Vaishyanara. This is Brahman, Atman. Ishvara, Prajna. Hiranyagarbha, Tejasa. Virat, Vishwa. Virat or Vaishyanara, Vishwa. Do you know what this means? I was trying to tell you through this chart that you are all the time connected with God, but you do not know. Sadananda Yogendra gave he gave 2 illustrations in all 3 places. Do you know what? You know forest? Yes, sir. What does it mean? It is an aggregate of millions of trees. That is called forest. Who are you? I am an individual tree. I am an individual tree. So all these 4 billion trees make that forest. That forest is God. And we are all parts of God. That gross body, subtle body, causal body. You are a drop of water, I am a drop of water. The sum total of these drops of water made that resolver, lake. Lake is God. Ocean is God. We are all individual drops of water. All the time connected with God. We are unaware of it. So that chart is very, very important. Both Vishwa and Vaishyanara at that time perceived the gross objects, namely sound, touch, color, taste and smell, respectively, through the 5 sense organs such as the ears, etc., controlled respectively by the presiding deities. The quarters, air, sun, Varuna and the 2 Ashwins. They also perform the functions of speech, acceptance, walking, excretion and enjoyment respectively through the 5 organs of action, such as the tongue, etc., controlled respectively by fire, Indra, Vishnu, Yama and Prajapati. They also experience uncertainty, determination, personality and remembrance respectively through the 4 inner organs, namely mind, intellect, egoism and memory, controlled respectively by the moon, Brahma, Shiva and Vishnu. Witness such Shruti passages as, whose place is the waking state who is conscious of the external world. Here also the individual and collective gross bodies and are identical as before, like the trees and the forest, or like the quantities of water and the lake. And so are the Vishwa and Vaishyanara, which are respectively associated with those bodies, identical, like the spaces enclosed by the trees and the forest, or like the reflection of the sky, the quantities of water and the lake. Evam panchikrito panchabhutebho sthula prapanchopapattihi. Thus has the gross phenomenal universe evolved from the 5 compounded elements. I shall stop here. Now you please ask me questions if you have any confusion. Sure. Mm-hmm. I agree with you. Exactly, I agree with you 100%. Do you know what? This world, Atman is real, this world is not real to whom? The person who has attained Samadhi, illumined soul. But we are not illumined soul, we are in the down to the earth. To us this world is very real. To wipe out that idea of the reality of the world from these ignorant, dull-headed people, Vedanta started this topic. This world is not real. Vedanta wants you to have samadhi and transcend this phenomenal world. There only you will understand this world is not real. When your dream breaks, you know this dream is not real. Through Vedanta, we are going to knock out this sweet dream, my husband, my wife, my children, my home, my family, and my Swami and my church. Vedanta wants to knock out all these things and wants to put you into deep samadhi. You see, there is one school in Vedanta, in Manjuku, which we have studied in the Manjuku Upanishad, Ajatavada. They believe the world is not created. But because I see, because you are ignorant. You see 2 moons, that means you have eye problem. You see variety, diversity, because you are ignorant. When ignorance goes away, you don't see variety, multiplicity, diversity. You see only one. But then why so much effort writing so many books and spending so much energy, time and all these things? Do you know what does it mean? There is a song of Ram Prasad. You see, Magir Khala, Magir Jala diye Bhang se Jala. It is the play of the Divine Mother. He took one brick and with another brick he is breaking the brick. So that we are doing here. Do you know what we are doing? We are destroying our Rajas and Tamas by Sattva. We are destroying the Gunas by Gunas. We have very lower Gunas, bad Samskaras. We want to destroy that bad Samskaras through the good Samskaras, good impressions. And then we shall transcend both. That Sri Ramakrishna said. If a thorn pricks in your foot, what do? You take another thorn, take this thorn out and then throw away both. You do not carry the thorn in your bed. You throw away both and make yourself free. That we are doing here. I tell you frankly. We have some bad samskaras, bad habits, bad propensities. We want to counteract with good. Thomas, good company, good propensities, good ideas, good thoughts, and then give up both. Vivekananda said, you are tied with a gold chain and she is tied with an iron chain. And you are telling her, my position is better than you. Both are chains, as Swamiji says. Both are equally strong to bind us. We have to transcend both good and bad. What does it mean? Transcend the pairs of opposites, duality. That Vedanta wants to teach you. That is the whole purpose of this discussion. Yes. Do you know why? Because we love this Maya so much that it is hard for us to leave us. We need to practice non-attachment. I tell you one thing. When you close your eyes and when you meditate, you see that who is taking away your mind. Immediately you know that who is taking your mind. The thing which you love, to which you are attached. The person promises that is three things will take away your mind, always remember. There are only three desires are robbing human beings. They are spiritual treasures. Lokeshana, Putreshana, Vitteshana. Desire for progeny or sex, desire for wealth, money, and desire for name and fame. These three desires are controlling all these billions of people in this world. All people are succumbed by these three desires. Money, enjoyment, name and fame. If you really want to make yourself free, you will have to transcend these three desires. That Vedanta will tell you. So, Swami, we love our desires, our attachments. Do you know what is our problem? Our problem is we are all 60 years, 70 years, 64, 40 years, whatever age you are, you learned this to love one thing. And for the reason it is very difficult to shift that love from the world to God. We never loved God. For the reason we will have to study the lives of mystics. I sometimes ask people, do not read too many books. Only read those books which are written by the illumined souls. Learn, see how they loved God. God became real to them. And God became unreal to us. Do you know why? Because we are so worldly. Our minds are occupied by the world, worldly thoughts, worldly ideas, worldly things. That is our big problem. Vedanta will replace. Well, Swami, if I remove the world from my mind, what will happen? You will be illuminated. You will be a saint. If God occupies all the time in your mind, do you know what will happen? You will enjoy festivity all the time. You will float in bliss, happiness. But people do not want it. People want misery. People love attachment. For the reason we have unending misery. What to do? The day will come, we shall understand how. Recently one man was telling me that Swami, he earned money and built home for his brother. Now brother took away the home and threw away